Hello crafters, I'm JanB and I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator. Today I'm going to show you how I made this card, which at the moment is a card with no name. It's a bookbinding technique card, which I have shown you before, but inside it's a shutter card. Now I saw a video which showed how to do the shutter card with this card bit on the base. And when I was making it, I'll show you the problem I came across, but when I was sorting out the problem I came across the idea of actually making it into a bookbinding card as well. So that's why I feel that this card is my own design. Alright, so the card that I did before this, my first one, this is my prototype. I didn't finish off putting all the decorating it because I'm not happy with it. I love the colour, I love all the papers inside and everything. But if you watch this bit here, when it opens up, it gets stuck. Oh, come on, don't mess me about now. There you go. It gets stuck on that side and then it pops out. See if I can show you this way as well. There you go. And I couldn't decide quite what was wrong with it. And I decided in the end it was this was too big. Let's see if you can see this. Can you see how much further out that is sticking than this one? If I put my fingers where the point is, you can see how much further in my hand is. So, and I'm really happy with this one. So this is the card we're going to make today. I'm using the same 2 designer series paper that I've used for the last couple of weeks. I really do like it so much, but you'll be glad to be running out of it soon, or not if you love it as much as I do. So this one was the Mango Melody colour, and I'm going to do Rich Razzleberry. I'm going to give you the measurements in inches for A4 cardstock users. If you have 12 by 12 cardstock and you're not an A4 cardstock user, you could use your 12 by 12. As always, I will try and work out the letter size cardstock measurements, but there was a lot involved with this, with all the layers, but I don't give up easily, so I will really try hard for you. So the measurements I give now will be the inches for A4 cardstock users, which I will put in the box below together with the metric for A4 cardstock, and hopefully the inches for letter size cardstock. It would be so much easier for me if we all used the same cardstock. Do you know that? It would save me keep getting tongue tied with this. So I'm going to tell you the cardstock pieces that you're going to need to start off with. The first piece is a piece of Rich Razzleberry that measures 11.5 inches by 5 3/4 inches, which has been scored, I put it in this way to score it, scored at 4.5 inches and 5 3/4 inches. So the 5 3/4 makes it a square card, and the 4.5 gives you the 1.5 inches there. Okay, is that right? Yes, I suddenly remembered that I'd said I'd started this originally and I was doing 1 1/4 inches. Got in a panic there that wasn't going to fit. This is actually take 2. I messed up this piece on the first take and there was nothing I could do to correct it. Occasionally there are times with mistakes you have to start again. So this piece of basic white measures 10.5 inches by 5.5 inches. And then you need another 2 pieces of basic white, and this piece measures 5.5 inches by 4 1/4 inches, and this one is 5.5 inches by 1 inch. And then after these you need designer series paper, and this piece here measures 5 3/8 inches by 4 1/8 inches, and this is 5 3/8 inches by 7/8 inches, and the designer series paper is from Flowering Fields. Got to work on that. That's just ready to go in. Right, now all the other pieces Now just to make it more difficult, I use lots of different designs on the inside. I don't know how many different there are. There's 1, 2, 3, 4 different designs. So the 4 corner pieces I've done the same as this, and these measure 2 3/4 inches by 1 3/4 inches. And then you need 4 pieces which measure 2 1/4 inches by 1 3/4 inches, and this design series paper is from New Horizons. And then you need 2 more pieces which measure 2 1/4 inches by 1 5/8 inches. Now these designs, I'll probably use this one I think, are from the 2021-2023 in colour 6x6 designer series paper pack. Okay, that's where those 2 are from. These 2 pieces you need are 1 1/4 inches by 1 5/8 inches, and this is from New Horizons. I had to go around and put all my labels back on again. And these 2 pieces are 1 3/8 inches by 1 5/8 inches, and again that's from the 6x6 design series paper pack. Okay, so we put all those on one side. This is a piece we need to work on, and in advance, because I do find it very difficult cutting paper with a trimmer when I'm videoing. It's okay when I can stand up and look over it. I've already marked where I need to work on. Okay, so I'm going to have to remove those marks eventually. Now, first of all, you need to score this on the on the horizontal landscape side, and you need to score at 2 7/8 inches. I'll tell you when I got to the bit that I did wrong, the first one. You'll understand why I couldn't do anything about it. 5 1/4. Now I turn this around 180 degrees and do 2 7/8 the other side. It saves me having to get the long arm out, which I normally finish up knocking the tripod that's standing by the side of me. But if you want to keep on going, the third measurement will be 7 5/8 inches. Now what we need to do is line your cardstock up at 1 3/8 inches, and you are going to score from 1 7/8 inches down to 3 5/8 inches. Okay, so your 1 3/8 there, 1 7/8 is there, and just score down to 3 5/8. Okay, so that's 3 5/8 to 1 7/8. Okay, oh that's good, look, dot to dot, well done. Turn your cardstock 180 degrees and do the same the other end. Line up at 1 3/8 inches. Score at 1 7/8 inches to 3 5/8 inches. Okay, so it's 1 7/8 down to 3 5/8. Dot to dot, jolly good. Okay, now this is where I went wrong last time. At the end of your score line, let me just double check that. Paranoid? Yes, just a little bit. That should be 1 3/8. Yep, that's good. Okay. We are going to cut from that dot down to that dot. So you need to line up at 1 7/8 inches, and you are going to cut from 1 3/8 inches, and you're going to cut down to, making sure your paper's nice and straight, you're going to cut down to 9 1/8 inches. Oh, you can't see me up there, can you? You can just about see that. You're not going to be able to see all of it, are you? Oh well. So I'm going to cut from 1 3/8 down to 9 1/8. What I did last time was I scored right down to the bottom and off. So I finished up like 2 legs. Right, I've put that in position. Let's just bring it down to 9 1/8. Fortunately, it's a kind of mistake that one would only normally make once. So why? Oh, 9 1/8 is past. Right. Yep, that's better. Look at that, dot to dot. So turn it 180 degrees and you're going to line up at 1 7/8 inches, and you are going to cut from 1 3/8. Just double check that. Cut from 1 3/8 down to 9 1/8. Okay, so that's 1 3/8. Make sure it's nice and straight. Down to 9 1/8. Dot to dot. Oh, a little bit short on that one. That's alright, I'll use my scissors to finish that bit off. Was that everything? I think so. And let me just get some scissors. There we go. And I'm going to just erase those pencil marks. If you want to put your pencil marks on there, I'll tell you what I did. First of all, I took my, I think you can have, yes, you can see here. How far to the end can you see? Don't know. Right, I lined my cardstock up so it's right in the corner against there. I wonder if I've got that other bit that I used the other day. No, I can make sure that you did see it. Oh, it isn't, but never mind, we can take a sheet off of here anyway. There's no point in showing you something if you can't actually see, is it? There we go. So I lined my paper up here. I did a little pencil mark at 1 7/8 and 3 5/8 up here. And then I used my T-square ruler. Make sure I'd lined this up straight against one of these lines. And lined that up with my pencil mark here, and then I was able to mark down by 1 3/8 along there. So that's where I put my dots. Okay. If you don't have a T-square ruler, there is an affiliate link in the box below the video for one of the rulers. Just to let you know that if you use one of the links, I may get a commission on it, but it does not make you pay any extra at all. Promise. Right, okay, so now we need to fold on these lines. So first of all, I'm going to fold on the centre line, and it's best if you just hold it all together so the panels don't go wonky. And where's my bone folder? It needs a really good burnish. And I can see that mine is, I don't know if you can see that, that one really is quite a bit shorter. I'm not going to worry about it. I'll just make sure that the longer side is at the front of my card. So there's that one, and then this one, bend forward. Okay, so this will be shorter. So we need to burnish these ones. And then do the same the other end. Make sure it's lining up straight. The card is quite a bulky card, and you may feel that you want to do something to close it. I wasn't unduly bothered because it's one of those cards where you could send to anybody and they would open it. They know there's nothing to be done with it. Right, now with the bit in the middle here, you will see that you've got that little score line that you did. So you need to fold on that line. Okay, that one first and then burnish it. And then the same for the other end, bring that up and then burnish that. Okay, so that is going to be the inside of your card. They're all out except for that one. That's better. Now this one will come out from the front there. That's okay, because when you put this into your card base, it's going to be set back anyway. Okay, so all we've got to do now is decorate it. How easy is that? Oh no, there's a little bit more to it than that, isn't there? Because we've got to do the bookbinding piece as well. Now, one of the things I like about this is it cuts down on the amount of layers you do, because all of those layers are going to be done in one go when it gets put on there. At first, when I was doing this, I think to myself, that is going to just take too long because you're going to be watching me do this, and then I thought, well, no, it's not. You're not watching double, if you know what I mean. I thought I was doing double because I was having the white layer. But I'm not, because the white layer just goes in front and back. If you think that I'm rambling, that's alright, I often do. Right, now these four are going to go in my four corners. And I have left enough room just to have a small gap all around. For the smaller pieces, I may need to remind myself where I decided they would go. Obviously the corners are easy because they're all the same sizes. Oh, it was my son-in-law's birthday last weekend. And we had a family get-together. It was really fabulous. First time we've all been together since the lockdown started 2 years ago. Everybody did a lateral flow test before they turned up, which was good. And the birthday card, you may remember if you saw the video, was the star-shaped one. He was absolutely over the moon with it. Which is, you know, I get so much pleasure out of seeing people open their cards. I really do. And then on Wednesday, it was my grandson's birthday. Right, let me hold on to these a minute. There's 4, yeah. Now these 4, I think, are going here. Just make sure they fit. Yep, that's fine, okay. And they were going out for a meal together, which we were invited obviously, but we couldn't make it because I had a meeting that evening. But what we did was we popped over to the restaurant where they were, because they were starting earlier than us, and we were able to give Jack his birthday card. And Jack's birthday card was also a star-shaped one. But inside that, whereas for Lee's card, all the images were things that you can find in your garden, because he enjoys his garden. He's like us, he grows his own vegetables. And for Jack's, hubby had gone through all our photographs and picked out photographs of times when we had taken Jack and sister Molly away for weekends. There were some where they were family get-togethers, but he was just absolutely over the moon with his photographs. Some of the photographs I don't think he'd seen before. I didn't manage to include a photograph of others who were at the meal, which was rather good. Like my son LD, he was there, and there was a photograph of him. There was LD's son, my other grandson, he was there. There was a photograph of him. In fact, Vicky was the only one who was missing, really. Don't know why Othman couldn't find a photograph of her. But if you're thinking of a special birthday card for somebody, that star shape is absolutely brilliant. Right, now which ones do I want for here? Do I want that or do I want that? I think I quite like that. Let me just smooth these edges down where they've got the raised a bit from the trimmer. There's something else I wanted to say. On this one here, you see they've all got dark backgrounds, except this one, it had white, and it was really very, very stark. So I took one of our blending brushes and went over it with Mango Melody ink. So it's really toned it down. As you can see, it's nowhere near white now. So if you need to adjust some of your colours, it's quite easy to do. Just go over with a blending brush. There were a couple of others that I went over as well, but it didn't work so nicely with them, so I didn't use those. But as it turned out, I was able to find enough colours. All the images that I'm going to use I have made ahead of time, and basically what I've used or will be using are the stamped images from the Tulip stamp set. Right, those go on the inside. So which do I want against that? No, I like the spotted lines there. These are the ones that are most confusing, I think. Sorry, I think you may just have got my head in camera there. Somebody was talking on Facebook, one of the Facebook groups the other day, about a little smaller. Oh, I'll keep going. Nobody will notice. Yeah, they were talking about a blue Tombow. I've never seen blue. Mind you, I don't see Tombow in very many places over here in the UK. I suppose I don't really go out that much to craft shops now. I'm stamping up through and through. Right, so this is the last one. I'll put the white bit on the outside, I think. Right, so I need to get this decorated before I put the card in, because it is quite difficult if you try and do it afterwards. So I have my little tray here. Now with I'll show you this first. I've got tulips which are die cut, and I've got tulips that are die cut into shapes. Depends what they look like on there. I've got my sentiments which I've stamped in Rich Razzleberry, and I got some butterflies as well. Okay, so I don't know what the design is going to be like. I'm doing this on the hoof, if you like. Those are more of those, and I've done the big one as well. So first of all, before I go any further, I'm going to show you all the stamp sets I've used and the dies, and then I will put a list of all of it in the box below. Now let me just show you what sentiments I've used. Just rest them on here and I can tell you which stamp sets they came from. Right, You Make the World a Better Place. That one is from Better Places, which is a host stamp set. I don't think I did anything from there, but this is the stamp set for the tulips, and these are the dies for it. So this cuts out the actual dies, they're the leaves, and this is if you want to build the tulips. I did that on a video last week or the week before, but this is what they die cut like. Okay, and I also used Very Versailles, which was Have a Beautiful Day, which is that one there, and It's Your Day is from A Good Man. This stamp I've used so many times. And the Happy Birthday is from Artistically Inked, and I've forgotten You're the Best. Where did that one come from? Oh, that's A Good Man as well. Okay, that's why I laid them out, make sure I didn't forget. Other dies that I used the stitched shapes, and that's what I've used these on, and the square ones. They are retired, so whatever sentiments you use, as long as they fit into there. For this one, I have used this die here, which is from Hippo and Friends. For the butterflies, I've done the two plain ones, these ones here, can you see them? And then for these ones, I've done two different kinds. I've done those two small ones and those two. So that's Brilliant Wings, which goes with the butterfly wings stamp set. Oh, I've got two sets of those. Frustrating, they're both retired. Okay, so that goes on the front of the card, so does that. So what I like to do is I'd like to place my things out first. I rather liked those like that, but I wanted to try see what these look like, just placed out on their own. They would be alright, wouldn't they? I think they go okay when you put them on something quite plain. So shall I do that? Do that and that, couldn't I? Don't have anything else really large. Okay, what about butterflies here? Can't really see them, can you? I think it would be better if we did it like this. I've got another square one. Yep, that's this one here. Maybe the smaller ones. Ah, that might be a better idea, mightn't it? I don't know whether I'll use these little ones. I definitely prefer it like that. Those could go on there, couldn't they? Oh, I've still got these two. They've got to go like that. Okay, so you only have one each of the flowers. That one stays. Did I do all of them? No, I didn't do those two. Okay. I might do that. Oh, you're a bit too big. Okay, well I think that looks nice. Those butterflies are the same, aren't they? Yes, they are. There we go. I think that's pretty good. I like that. That's how I'm going to do it. Right, move all those out of the way. Bring my silicone mat back. Oh, it didn't get rid of it. That's okay. Now I don't, when I'm putting something inside a card, I don't pop it up on dimensionals at all. So let me just quickly put these in. I think maybe I've gone off the screen, have I? There we go. Let's push you up. How high can I push you? I think that's okay. Somebody's got to go. Let's put that in the corner. I do try not to let things look regimental sometimes. So what are you thinking? You're going to give it a try? I hope so. It really is different. Obviously I'm going to have lots of bits left over for other cards. I'm going to do you up with a butterfly underneath, and you can go down with a butterfly above. Okay. Just check that's straight. Yep. Just block that one there. I'm going to use the small butterflies. I think the big one just didn't look right. I'll block that on there. On the yellow card I did put one of the burnished brass butterflies on the inside of the card. I think they're so thin, I'd be surprised if they actually damage the card on the inside when it's going through the post. I don't know. That's the kind of thing I finish up checking for myself. Right, okay. Let's see if you're going to work. I should have checked this before I started videoing. Ah yes, something's going to be coming out. Got a bit of paper in there. Okay. That's it now, this one. As usual, it's quite an easy card to make, although it was a challenge trying to use my trimmer from an angle. That's always been a challenge for me. But on this one, it's definitely all the decorating that takes the time. Can you hear that little bit of a howling noise? It's quite windy outside today, and when the wind blows, it always howls through my window, around my windows. I don't know if it's because my window is like set back a bit from the rest of the house. I can remember the first time my granddaughter heard it. She was either 4 or 5 years old. She was really, really frightened. She looked round at the window, really angry. Right, okay, so there we go. There's my card. I'm happy with this bit. Come on, why aren't you coming out again? Right. Okay, you want a bit of support, don't you? Right, okay, we got 2 things to do here. I think we got this bit, I got this bit glued down first. So let's move on to this one. And I'm going to put this bit on first, but then I'm going to put a ribbon onto that side before I seal that down. One of the things I don't like about when I have to do take 2 on a video, I think, did I say that? Do I remember saying that, or did I say that on a previous take number 1? So, excuse me if I'm repeating myself, but I forgot what I was going to say, rambling too much. Oh yeah, did I say that I scored this at 5 3/4 and 4.5? I think I did, didn't I? Well, all the instructions will be in the box below if you think, oh, she forgot to say this. Right, now we need a piece of ribbon. This is retired, it's just white Stampin' Up ribbon. I took a piece that was 20 inches long last time, and it was a little bit difficult for me. So that's 15, that's 22. Let's try this. Okay, what I do to put this in here, I want it to be in the centre of this line, so I do use my, bit embarrassed to say, but my snail. I don't use tape very often, so and I'm still using, I've still got some of this left over. Okay, so I'm going to put that in there to anchor it down. Find what halfway is. It's about there. Okay, now that's in. So now I'm going to use Tombow to close these bits together. So I'm just putting Tombow in between the two score lines. I'll put it on the ribbon. And just in between there. Obviously don't go too close to the edge, otherwise you'll find yourself gluing yourself closed. Okay, so that's in. I'll close that. I like to give it a go with my bone folder from the back. Not too hard because you will get the impression of the ribbon. I think I'm okay. But it's probably better to do it from the front, isn't it? Because if you do get it, most of it's going to be covered up. Anyway, which way do I do this? I'm going to explain it as I go because somebody did ask me a little while ago. Okay, so I put left over right. I keep my ribbons flat all the time. If I have to bend it, I bend it without letting it scrunch up. The only scrunch that happens is now when I bring this one. So what's happened is that has come round and it's tipped over. So if this was two colours on the front and the back, you would see one colour there, one colour there. That's the back, that's the front. Same on that one. Now I'm going to aim to get this in the middle. I'm going to pull that tight and I'm going to use some reverse tweezers to hold that in place. Now I'm going to fold that again, keep everything straight, hold that, bring this so that you wind it around, don't fold it. Again, keep it straight and push that bit through, but you keep that straight. Okay, so all of that has been kept straight. Because I'm talking, it's very loose. Ah, that's glue. Let's go back and retrieve that. Okay. And now I am going to let go of that, hold tight to it. And one of these, on one of the bow parts, the underneath is going to be the bit that you can pull tight, which means on the other one you can pull the top one and that will make it tight. Okay, so I'm just pulling underneath on this, my right hand, top on there, and it's just tightening the knot there, which is basically what I want it to do while I'm getting myself sorted out with how. Oh, I've done such a beautiful bow and I need to put my bit on first. Oh, can I slide that in? Put this piece on before you try tightening your bow, doing your bow, alright? Now, I wonder if I can do that. I can, can't I? I've got to be careful I don't put too much glue on this. In a way, I wish my bow hadn't gone so nicely, so I had to undo it. Oh my goodness, let me see. I've got to try and get this in up the right way without getting glue all over the place. Mind you, I do have a glue eraser. Oh, that looks alright. Okay, but I think I might have loosened this a bit. So that was the underneath, wasn't it? And that was the top. No, that. There we go. Let's see if we straighten it, tighten it up again. Were you the underneath and you were the top? Yes. Don't start pulling on this until you're sure you've got the right one. And when you want to pull these out, hold the knot tight. Okay, I think I'm going to leave that slightly twisted, but I'm going to have a go with glue dots to see if I can straighten that up. So let me get those. I just put that on the back of my bow and then position it where I think it looks good. Try and get that look straight and that look straight, and press that down. So really it's only the tails now. Let's cut those off. And cut that off. And straighten out. There we go. I'm happy with that. Now, oops, we've done that. Before we do the front, let's put the main card inside. Right, so if you fold it the way it should be folded, like that, okay, I'll show you what it looks like as it's where the folds go, just in case you, a bit like me, you get confused easily. Of course that's back to front, isn't it? I need to glue that bit. Okay, so you come this way then. That's better, that's how it should be. So you can come through. You can come through. Why don't I feel that that is right? One's not coming through too far. What have I done? That's right, because I'm going to put it in there. I'm going to put that in there. You open a card. Oh, you. That's who's wrong. That's better. I knew that was wrong. Okay. So you need that bit sticking out. If it doesn't, you got it folded wrong. So let me show you what it looks like when it's folded correctly. Okay. So that's what you're looking for. The one that's going down there in the centre. These two are up, and those two middle ones are up as well. So that we can do this, we can put our glue on, put it in, and then we are done. Oh, apart from decorating the front. Now just put your Tombow on, or whatever glue you're using. If you prefer to use Seal Plus, obviously fine, or maybe you're somebody who uses the red sticky strip. I'm not sure that I would use tear and tape though, not to hold this. It's bound to be opened and closed a few times, I think. Right, so what we need to do is, I'm going to hold it like that, okay, because I want to be able to control what this bit is doing. And there should be a good, is that 1/4 inch gap there? So just have a look to make sure that you've got that done. And then once that is done, hold that in place while you put glue on this side. Just do it on that one piece that's shaped like the letter C. And when you've done, bring that over. There we go. Oops. Right, let's see if that opens and closes without getting caught. Yep, that's beautiful. Even if you do it quickly. Yay! So there we go. That's the inside's all done. Now I'm going to use dimensionals for the rest of it. Oh, here we go. This is what I'm after. Now for this one, so I could put some of the butterflies on here, couldn't I? Right, for this, I wanted to use this thick bit here. So how long are you? Okay, you're up about there. This is just, oh, I'll cut the end. This is just about the right length for my piece of cardstock there, for my sentiment. Oh, maybe it comes over a bit. Oh, look at that. Close, very, very close. That's it. Rather than saving you, you can go on there. Okay, we'll start off with our large dimensionals. Well, regular actually, aren't they? They're not large. The other ones are called minis, so. Okay, I can't remember what I did last time. I think it was something like this. That should be a lovely bit of support. Oh, that's a funny little bit, wasn't it? Right, there we go. Last one. That makes a really nice big bold statement on that white. Don't you think? Stands out so much, it's beautiful. Let's take that off. Make sure that goes straight. That doesn't look straight to me. It's 3/4 of an inch. It's got to go up very slightly if I can move it. Yes, good. Okay, so shall I put some butterflies on here? Oh, that looks alright, doesn't it? No, don't want to. What about the little ones? No, I think I'm just going to do one here. Just going to put glue on his body. That's it. And I'll put it on here. I haven't used butterflies like this for ages. What do you think? Good? Should I put some gems on it or not? I don't know. I think I'm going to leave it. If I might decide before I photograph them to put them on the video, on my blog. But I'm really pleased with that. I hope you like it and I hope you give it a try. Yep, very good. Very pleased. Okay, so many thanks for joining me today. As I say, I'll put all the measurements for the inches and metric for A4 cardstock users, and we'll try and work out the inches for letter size cardstock users. Also in the box below, I'll put all the ingredients that I've used for the card. I will also show more photographs on my blog of this one and that one. I don't know whether I'll do the pink one or not. If I do, it's only by way of explaining what I did. And if you've enjoyed my video and would like to be notified each time I upload a new one, please click on the subscribe button down there in the bottom right hand corner, or on my image if I've worked out again how to do it. If you see my image on the screen, that should be a subscribe now button, hopefully. And if you do order anything from my online shop, there'll be a link in the box below. Assuming that you don't already work with a Stampin' Up demonstrator. If your order is in March 2022, please use this HOSTESS code so that when I send you Happy Mail at the beginning of April, I can send you some free product as well. Okay, so many thanks for joining me today. I hope you like the card, hope you give it a try. Look forward to seeing you again. In the meantime, happy crafting. Cheerio.